Today we will solve this problem from JEE Advanced 2025. This is an interesting problem. You must attempt this problem one time before watching the solution. So let's start solving the problem. So we are given fx, gx and hx. We need to find the coefficient of x cube in hx, okay? And hx is given as f of x plus 1 minus g of x plus 2. Okay. So to find the coefficient of x cube in hx, we need to find the coefficient of x cube in f of x plus 1 and g of x plus 2, right? So let us write f of x plus 1. This can be written as a1 plus 10 into x plus 1 plus a2 into x plus 1 whole square plus a3 into x plus 1 whole cube plus x plus 1 whole to the power 4. Okay. So now to find the coefficient of x cube, you can see that from this part we are not getting anything because the highest power here is 2. Okay, the highest power of x here is 2 from in this part. So we will get from the term this and this. So the coefficient of x cube in f of x plus 1 is what it will be. Now x plus 1 whole cube, when expanded, we will get the coefficient of x cube is 1, obviously. So a3 into 1 is equal to what? A3. Okay. Plus, now this term, x plus 1 whole to the power 4. Now when this is expanded, we get what? You need to remember this directly. Okay. So we get x to the power 4 plus 4x cube plus 6x square plus 4x plus 1. Okay. You need to remember the direct formula for the smaller powers like 4 or 5. Okay. Directly. So the coefficient of x cube in x plus 1 whole to the power 4 is simply 4. So a3 plus 4 is the coefficient of x cube in f of x plus 1. Okay. No problem. Now we will go for the second part, g of x plus 2. We need to also find for that. So g of x plus 2 can be written as b1 plus 3 into x plus 2 plus b2 into x plus 2 whole square plus b3 into x plus 2 whole cube plus x plus 2 whole to the power 4. Okay, no problem. So we need to find the coefficient of x cube in g of x plus 2. So from here, the same case, we are not getting any coefficient of x cube from this because the highest power of x is 2. So we need to find from this and this term. So when x plus 2 whole cube is expanded, we will get the coefficient of x cube is equal to is 1, right? So b3 into 1 is equal to what? b3. Okay. Plus, now x plus 2 whole to the power 4. Again, the power 4 expansion. So the terms in this expansion proceeds like x to the power 4 first. Okay, x to the power 4 plus 4 into x cube into 2, right? Plus 6 into x square into 2 square. Okay, plus 4 into x into 2 cube, and at last we get 2 to the power 4. Okay, so the coefficient of x cube in this expansion x plus 2 whole to the power 4 is what? X plus 2 whole to the power 4 is 4 into 2, which is equal to 8. Okay, so b3 plus 8 is the expansion, is the coefficient of x cube in g of x plus 2. Okay, no problem. So we can easily find the coefficient of x cube in hx. So what we need to do? We need to subtract b3 plus 8 from a3 plus 4 normally, because hx is defined as f of x plus 1 minus g of x plus 2, right? So if we just subtract, we will get, so we will get a3 plus 4 minus b3 minus 8. So we are getting A3 minus B3 minus 4. Okay. Now we will say that the options here are independent of A3 and B3 terms, but we are getting that. Then how we can get? If you see that there is an extra information fx not equal to gx. Now why this is given? Okay, we did not use it still now. Okay, so let us write fx not equal to gx. Now this means what? This means fx minus gx not equal to 0. So if we put, see here, this and this, so if we subtract gx from fx, we will get a1 minus b1, okay, plus 7x, okay, plus a2 minus b2 into x square, plus a3 minus b3 into x cube, okay, and x to the power 4 and x to the power 4 we cancelled out, right? So this is not equal to 0. Now understand carefully. Now here is the main thing of this question. The beauty of the question is here. Now this expression is not equal to 0. That means that this equation will have no real root. Okay, understand? If this equation have any real root, then for some value of x, some real value of x, we will get this expression equal to 0. But in question, we are provided that this is not equal to 0 for any real x. So we are not getting any real value of x satisfying this, right? So we can say that there is no real root of this equation. Okay. Now, if I draw the graph of any odd degree equation or function, you know that the graph goes from this quadrant to completely opposite quadrant, or from this quadrant to completely opposite quadrant, right? So to go from this to this, the graph should cut the x-axis at least one time. Okay, the graph should cut the x-axis at least one time. So any odd degree equation must have one real solution. Okay, because the number of times the graph cuts the x-axis is called the number of real solutions. So here you can see that the any odd degree equation must cut the x-axis at least one time. Okay, the graph is telling that. Yeah, any quadratic or quartic or any even degree equation may have no real roots. Okay, because if you see here, if I draw one of those, the graph can be this, right? So yeah, it may not have any real root, no problem. But if the degree is odd, any odd degree equation must have one real root. Okay, so yeah, now see here, this is a cubic equation. Now cubic equation must have one real root, we just saw. So, but this has no real root. That means this should not be cubic. So if this equation is not cubic, then this term must be 0. In order to cancel the term x cube, this term must be 0, right? If this term is equal to 0, then we will get a quadratic, and a quadratic, if its discriminant is less than 0, there cannot be any real root, right? But we need to cancel this cubic, okay, because this equation cannot be cubic. This is not a valid equation for cubic. Okay, so for that, to vanish the term x cube, we need to put a3 minus b3 is equal to 0, right? If a3 minus b3, the coefficient of x cube, is equal to 0, the whole term will be equal to 0. That's simple concept, and we will left with a quadratic. Okay, and quadratic may not have any real root. There is no problem in that. but cubic or any odd degree equation must have one real root, at least one real root. Okay, so we need to cancel the term x cube. So for that, he minus b3 must be equal to 0. Coefficient of x cube must be equal to 0. So if we put the value of he minus b3, we will get what? We will get minus 4 as our answer. Okay, we will get minus 4 as our answer. Clear? So option C is the correct option. So this was a beautiful question, and the beauty was in the last step. Okay, because these are very common steps. So this is the main thing in this question. So I hope you understood. If you understood, make sure to like, comment and share. Subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos and concepts. Thank you for watching the video. Happy learning.